CMPRadio.net, the voice of Chester.
City, big dreams. Nothing's up as big as it seems. So dream on. Small city, big dreams. Nothing's up as big as it seems. So keep going. You only get one life to live. You only get one life. You only get one life to live. You only get one life. The bird is back. You might have never heard of that. Harrisburg's finest. Shout out to my birthplace. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Good afternoon. How are you? Welcome back to Holds the Whole podcast on CMP Radio. I'm your host, Born Leader, CMP, cultivating mature positivity, consistently making progress, Chester-made products, changing media's perspective, changing minds powerfully, and like I always say, whatever other positive, evolutionary, positive acronym you want to add in, you can do that. Man, what's going on, Chester City? What's up, man? Like, what's the deal? Oh man, I'm feeling good. Everything is good. How are you doing? That's what I want to know. You know what I mean? That's why we here. I'm here to see how you doing, to talk about how you doing, talk about how we doing. You know what I mean? Hey, what's up, Mike? What's up? Good morning. Good afternoon. My man Mike in the building. You know what I mean? That's my guy right there. But yeah, man. Welcome back to Holds the Whole podcast on CMP. Man, this is a podcast unlike any other, a podcast for the soul, you know what I mean? A podcast that feeds the starving, hungry soul, the soul that hungers and thirsts after, direction and guidance and knowledge and wanting to know the truth about life and the truth about pain, the truth about, hurt. Oh my goodness. And the powerful truth, right? The powerful truth about pain and hurt is that once it happens to you, man, it's a thing where once it happens to you, you're overcome. You know what I'm saying? What I've found in my life and what I've discovered. Yeah, he said, my bad, good afternoon. That's right. Come on, Mike, wake up, Mike. Yeah, but the powerful truth is that I don't care who you are. Like, I don't care who you are. And, you could disagree and that's fine. But I'm telling you, the powerful truth is once sin, once pain, once hurt, once these things occur in one's life, this thing has a resounding effect, a powerful effect, a dramatic effect, a traumatic effect. On one's life throughout their life. You know what I'm saying? And I was and the thing is, like, we make choices off that too. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like, once these things happen to us, they begin to shape our decisions, right? They begin to model our choices. They begin to affect us in deep ways. Most of the times that you ain't even aware of until somebody that can see can let you in on, like, yo, this is affecting you, or yo, like, what happened to you when you was younger? You still running off that. You still making choices off that. You still making decisions off that. You know what I'm saying? Which is evidence of how deep the pain is. You know what I mean? When you go through something that shapes the way, that can shape the way you act or shape the way you react or shape the way you respond or, man, listen, that's the evidence that it's a deep thing. You know what I mean? And so on here, I just, explain, some of those deep things that were affecting me throughout my life, that I was ignorant of, that I didn't even know about. But, but I thank God, right? I thank God for God because, he was the one that let me in, that let me see, that gave me the vision, right? You know what I mean? Because listen, that's another thing too. Let me say this real quick before we go further, before I dive into, just my guest and the topic for today. Let me say this real quick because, y'all know how I get on here anyway. Once I start talking and then, I might have a thought and then but man, listen. Oh my goodness. Man, you'll see, y'all got me messed up because I had the thought. Now I don't got the thought no more. It's cool. God gonna bring it back. But anyway, welcome back again. Oh man, I'm excited. I'm always excited. Let's get ready for this journey of going from holes to hole. So listen, I got my guest on today. My son is on here.
Benjamin Jr., how are y'all doing today, man?
My son Ben Jr. is on. He's 16. You know what I mean? And he's just he's growing. He's growing and evolving and developing and different things of that nature, man. And we were when I was considering what I wanted to bring out today and talk about today. One of our conversations that we had at home was just like, it just kind of stayed with me a little bit. So I'm like, we gotta go into that more. We gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about that more because, and it's so powerful. Like, it's powerful though too. And the thing about it, like the great thing about it is what we're talking about today really is in connection with what I kind of talked about last week. And what I talked about last week was open vision, closed mind. You know what I mean? Which now listen, y'all. Let me just say this real quick, man. If you haven't really been tuning in, you know what I mean? Like the past, I don't know, about 7 or 8 podcast episodes. I mean, these things have been out of this world. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I mean, they've been out of this world, man. So, and I'm still meditating on some of the old stuff, still, not that it's old, you know what I mean? I don't want to say old stuff like old stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because the thing that I want you to understand about this podcast and what we talk about on here, this is, the topics, right? The topics on here. What we bring out on here is like, this stuff never gets old. You know what I mean? Like, this stuff never gets old. Somebody is always going to be lost. Somebody is always going to be struggling with pain and hurt. Somebody is always going to be trying to cover up the insecurities of oneself. Somebody is always going to be covering up the inadequacies of oneself. You know what I'm saying? Inadequacies. There we go. I'm trying to talk too fast. But somebody's always going to be covering something up or hiding something. I mean, it's a part of life. It's a part of life. It's a part of the plot. It's a part of the scheme. It's a part of the plan. You know what I mean? So the stuff that we brought out already, it's never going to get old. You know what I mean? It's never going to get old. This stuff is everlasting. Oh, man, that's good right there.
Oh, yeah, I like that word. Like that.
Oh, you like that word?
Yeah.
My man. So anyway, man. So before we continue further, let's pray. Let's set the atmosphere with a word of prayer, and then we going to continue on the topic for today. Daddy God, we thank you and we love you for who you are. You alone are God, and beside you there is no other. We thank you for your grace and for your mercy and your power and your wisdom that you continue to bestow on these your people. I thank you for your grace personally in my life. I thank you for watching over me when I didn't know you were watching over me. You were always there. You never left. There was a word of life, a word of prophecy spoken over my life before I was even born. And throughout my life, I think I was chasing that life. Oh my goodness, man. Throughout life, I was chasing life, man. Throughout my life, I was chasing life. I was chasing freedom. I was chasing wholeness. I was chasing happiness. I was chasing prosperity. I was chasing, and I wanted the life that was promised to me. But in my own chase for it, in my own race for it, oh my gosh, in my own race and in my own chase for what was promised to me, I couldn't get it on my own. No matter what I turned to, I couldn't get it. No matter what I turned to, I couldn't get the life that was promised to me. So when I turned to sports, and when I turned to music, and when I turned to women, and when I turned to everything else to try to get what was promised, it never came, because your plan is that it's from you and you have to give it. We can't get it. You have to give it. Oh, man. So, oh, my goodness. So I thank you that I couldn't get it. Even though it was hard and even though I was lost and confused, I couldn't get it because it was never meant for me to get it, but it was meant for you to give it. My God. So I thank you for giving me life and giving me love and giving me light and giving me truth and giving me wholeness and giving me grace. Oh my gosh, I thank you for everything, great things you have done. I thank you for your will, your purpose, your plan. I thank you for saving me from contentment and saving me from failure and saving me from the worst part of myself and made me the best. Oh man. Thank you for saving me from the worst part of myself and making me the best version of myself. We ask that you be with us throughout this day. Well, I already know you're here. I already know you're here. You're with me. You're with us. And you'll never leave. You'll never leave. So I thank you for that eternal security that you are always there, who I can always count on and depend on in times of whatever. And as we go through this podcast today, I just ask that you bless it and multiply it and let these words be profound to whoever may be tuning in and whoever may listen in here, whether right now or later. Lord, we thank you for everything. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen. So accepting reality. Accepting reality. Listen, powerful thing right here, powerful topic. And so let's just dive right in. Last week, like I said, I talked about open vision, closed mind. And that was a powerful podcast, man. Like, I can't even really say what it was. Like, you know how sometimes we try to explain stuff, you know what I mean? Like, last podcast was like this and we talked about this. I can't even explain it. It's just something you gotta watch. You know what I mean? So try to go back and find last week's podcast, please, because it's too deep and profound for me to even try to explain. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can't explain stuff that's so deep and profound. You just gotta listen to it. You know what I mean? So, if you get time or know where it's at, go listen to it. Go to YouTube, type in CMP Born Leader or go to YouTube and type in Born Leader Podcast and you'll see it on there, whatever. But I can't explain it. Just go check it out. But anyway, accepting reality is an extension of what was talked about last week. It's powerful. So anyway, Ben, what's going on, man?
I'm good. You
good?
I'm feeling good, and that's why I keep smiling a little bit because I feel good to be back on here.
Yeah. So you were on a while ago. You know what I mean? You were on a long time ago when we was doing a show at night. Nighttime and everything like that. You came in and we had a nice conversation then. You know what I mean? We had a dope conversation where you kind of outlined and talked about just some issues that happened in your life and how you dealt with bullying coming up and different lessons that you learned from that and how that affected you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that was a powerful conversation as well. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But but I thank you for coming back on and wanting to be back on and just to continue our conversation You know what I mean? It's powerful that you're here. You know what I mean? I get to talk to my son and just, father and son is powerful, y'all. You know what I mean? It's powerful. So anyway, accepting reality. This is everything right here, y'all. This is everything. Like, if you really want change in your life, you really want freedom in your life, you know what I mean? Accept reality. Sometimes you gotta accept the reality of something to get freedom from it.
Oh, he got a point. He definitely has a point.
Sometimes you gotta accept something to get free from it. You know what I mean? For it to lose control over you, you gotta accept the reality of just what it is. So anyway, Ben, so let's start with you. All right. Let's start with you because we had this conversation yesterday.
Yeah.
Last night we was just talking, kicking it, and vibing, and this came up yesterday. So I want you, to talk about what we talked about yesterday in terms of now we gonna go at it from this angle, right? We gonna go at it from a sports angle, okay? You know what I mean? But then we're gonna make it make sense in life, but we're gonna talk about sports because my son was very interested in a particular sport a while ago. And so during our conversation yesterday, we talked about how his acceptance of reality in this particular sport really helped him in other areas of life. Okay, so talk about how you accepted reality from what we talked about yesterday.
Yeah, so y'all, I'm saying, of my life accepting reality, my sport, that I always wanted to play was basketball, and shout out to all y'all basketball players out there too.
Yes.
Shout out Chester High basketball team.
Chester High basketball. Shout out to you. We love y'all. Dope season, great season. We love y'all. We know y'all gonna come back next year strong. I'm gonna be at the game shouting and screaming, just so you know. But Chester High, we love y'all, man.
Definitely. So my favorite sport was basketball and everything like that. So, and I played basketball, and I definitely did play basketball in my school, in middle school, because they allow us to play basketball during that time. We didn't play against other school. We basically just played against ourselves. But so I started playing it, and mainly I play basketball just because I was starting to get to like it and getting some little stuff in it that's better, and like learning from definitely from my friends too, because they was good, so like they was helping me out with that too. So and then for a while I've been playing it, and then and it's been good because my pop-up, he actually got me my basketball court. So it's right in my backyard. So I'm like, oh yeah, so it's gonna be even more lit now. We're gonna be playing basketball now. Mm-hmm. So so I just been practicing this stuff and getting a little bit better and just doing my thing, the way I play basketball. So then the issue was my dad comes in, and then he's like, I will never forget. He was like, yo, man, let's have this talk real quick. I'm like, all right, okay, because he picked me up for my basketball game that night, and then he was like, man, son, I've been seeing you play, and I've been seeing you play basketball, and you got a lot of stuff to work. You got a lot of stuff to work on and stuff, and everything like that. So I'm like, yeah, Dad, I definitely know I gotta work on different things like that. So we ended right there. But like a couple weeks later, we had to talk again. He was like, yo, son, man, the truth hurts. The truth hurts, y'all. I'm gonna say that right now. The truth hurts.
The truth can hurt, and it does hurt.
Yeah. So he was like, son, I'm, this might hurt, but I don't think basketball is you, man. Like, I don't think basketball is your thing. Like, right. I don't think you have a dream for it. Like, I don't think you have your own like love for it. you know, where's that love for basketball? And, you know, like when you outside every single day, or you can sacrifice, you know, not playing a video game and going out there, or going out there with your friends and playing with your friends and getting better with your friends. Like, where's that at? And then I'm saying like, well, yeah, Dad, I got that. You know, I got that. What you mean? You know, I be playing with my friends. You know, I played with my friends in school. And then he's like, well, yeah, but like, you know, I don't think you really good at it like that. I'm like, well,
Wait, hold on. So let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there real quick, because I want to, you know, clarify this real quick. So listen. Now, what my son didn't understand, and what most young people, what most young people I think don't understand, you know, about when somebody like shares the hard truth with them, is that see me personally, I played basketball. You know what I mean? I played sports, right? So I played sports when I was young. I played basketball when I was young. So me being experienced in sports and basketball and different things, right? You can see things that, you know, you can see when somebody like really has it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, you can see when somebody really has it, you know, has it a little bit or don't have it at all. You know what I'm saying? So listen, so let me just say this real quick to the young generation. You know what I mean? To the young generation, because this generation that we living in, it's a very intriguing, interesting generation that we living in. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You know, so to the young generation, I mean, please understand. You know, when you have older people, whether it's your parents or guardians or just whatever, you know, it's like we can see things you can't see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can see things you can't see. So that's number one. But I think number two, just in relation to what we're talking about as far as basketball, I played basketball. So I can see when my son is playing it, but really that's not his thing like that. It's something I can see because I have, you know, I'm experienced in it. So, you know, so I think sometimes with the younger generation, though, it's like y'all don't understand that we already have experience in something.
Yep.
Like experience in life, experience in sports, experience with girls, experience. You know what I'm saying? It's like we've been there, done that. You know what I mean? So if I be like, yo, Ben, that's not your thing, or Ben, don't do that. You know what I mean? You know, it's like, I think y'all initially is kind of just like, oh, come on, Dad, or come on, you don't know what you're talking about, or why you coming at me? But it's like, nah, it's like, I know already. You know what I mean? I know already. So, but anyway, keep going.
Yeah. So, and that's powerful right there. That's powerful. And that's basically what he said. He was like, yo, like this thing is, basketball's not your thing, you know. And then he was playing himself. He was like, me, you know, I played basketball, you know, when I was your age, you know, and I've been playing sports ever since I was young and stuff too. So like, yeah, I can see, you know, how you play, and I can see how other Bulls play. So it's like, yeah, I don't think that's you. And another thing he said, what's the other thing he said?
Said a lot of things though, man. I can't even remember some of the stuff I said. Honestly, like.
Yeah. Hold on. I think they almost got it. I think he said, so he was talking about stuff like that of him already playing sports. Oh yeah, I got it. Yeah, so then he was like, yeah, like most of your friends out there that play, you know, they're good, and you know, and he was like, yo, they've been playing basketball ever since they was like, you know, your little brother's age, like 3, 4, 5, and you know. And you just starting, and you in the 6th grade, and you 11, you 12, you know, you kind of late.
Right.
First of all, he's like, yeah,
right.
first of all, you kind of late doing this. So it's like, man, I mean, he was like, I mean, you could get better, but like, I don't think this is that's just you though.
Right.
So it was like, once he kept saying that, and then, you know, he kept calling me trash a little bit and everything like that here and there.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was hard, and I didn't accept his reality. I accept his reality. You know. Now when I'm looking at it, my dad was right. My dad was being real. He was telling the truth, because I went to other courts, you know, Memorial Park, Chester Park, and different other courts in Chester, with my friends, and then, you know, a lot of them call me, oh yeah, you're the best, man. You know, you shoot a lot. Oh yeah, you always make that go in and everything like that. So he's like, so I feel like my dad was definitely like true. That's real truth and love right there, because like, you know, he was being honest. You see these other people out here would keep you like, oh, well, you have to listen to your dad, man. You know, prove him wrong.
Right.
Prove him. It's like, what if I won't remember this. It was this guy that was telling me. It was a guy before, but it was also my uncle. He was like, yeah. He was like, well, yeah, you know, it's he was like, yo, it's possible to, you know, prove your dad wrong. Like, just working on it and everything like that. And that's what my uncle said. But this other guy that member told me, I don't remember his name, but I remember a while ago he was like, yeah, yo, you know, prove your dad wrong. You know, I also had my dad, you know, that saying that I couldn't do this or anything like that, and saying I couldn't do this, or soon I can't play this sport. But guess what? He was like, yo, I stepped out and said, I did that sport, and then I wanted the best on the team now. So then his dad was like, oh, well, wow, son, you know, I didn't expect to be like this. And then now he's like, I was like, well, yeah. So all that trash talk you was talking, now look at me. You know, I'm on a college team. You know, I might go to the NFL or NBA. Now look at me. You know, I remember he told me that a while ago. So I'm sitting here listening to that, you know, not thinking about what's right and everything. So I'm sitting here balling every single day. You know, I'm putting the work in, you know, do a couple of drills too, basketball drills, and then like, you know, I'm just proving them wrong. And then my dad noticed that one day. He was like, yo, Ben, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what you mean? I'm doing? I'm playing basketball. I'm working on it. He was like, yo, he's like, are you proving me wrong? And then I'm like, and I was being honest. I was like, well, what's that? Well, yeah, I am, because you know, I'm tired of all this bad talk. You know, you tell me this and that and stuff. I'm like, yeah. So I am proving you wrong. And you know, and I was like, yeah. Well, I can do anything. I can do anything that you put your mind to. I remember somebody told me that before too. That guy was like, yeah, do anything that you put your mind to, you know, and just work on it, you know, prove people wrong. So yeah, yo, so that was one of my problems, you know. I wasn't sitting in his reality, and like that's what I was doing when I was playing basketball. I was just proving people wrong and saying I could do this, cause like I talked to my dad about a lot of stuff, y'all. Like if y'all was listening to our conversation, it would be crazy. Y'all would go crazy.
Yeah, we always talking. I mean, it's just like nonstop conversation. I mean, we talked about so much stuff over the years. I can't even remember everything. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
But I want to say real quick before he continues. When you try to prove yourself, you lose yourself. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you try to prove yourself, you lose yourself. I try, you know, if you feel like you need to prove yourself to another human being, that's evidence that something internal and something in you is wrong. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so I just wanted to share that real quick because that's very, very powerful and very profound. And man, listen, you know, when I got to a certain point in life, you know, where the Lord told me that, you know what I'm saying? You know, he says, son, you was trying to prove yourself the whole time. You know what I mean? Like you was doing this to prove you were good enough, to prove, prove people wrong. You were looking for people's validation. You were looking for people's acceptance. You was doing all that for that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what? So when you prove yourself, you lose yourself. Don't do anything. Don't do anything don't do anything to prove people wrong. Like, I know, maybe others would have like a certain opinion about that. Yes, come on now. Yes, Janelle. Hope I'm saying that right. That's the truth. When you prove yourself, you lose yourself. I know this in a deep way. You know what I'm saying? See, listen. This is Holes the Hole podcast, right? These are the holes that was in me, right? Internally, right? These were the holes in me. These were the holes as a result of the pain that I experienced in my life. And one of my holes, right? Now there was a lot of them. There was a lot of holes I had in my soul on the inside. But one of them was this thing where I'm like, you know what? Nah, like I gotta prove I'm good enough. I gotta prove myself to people. I gotta prove that I'm nice. I gotta prove that I'm good at music. I gotta prove that I'm this. Man, you know what I mean? And then me doing all that took me down a dark path. You know what I'm saying? And when the light came, right? When the Lord came, when God came in the darkness, that's he said, you were doing all this to prove yourself. He said, son, you don't gotta prove yourself to nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't gotta prove yourself to nobody. You know what I'm saying? And then, but yeah, so that's a very profound truth, man. But man, listen. Okay, I was telling you that basketball wasn't the thing, and then, at first you felt some kind of way about that, you know what I mean? But then, you kind of experienced it for yourself, and you started playing against other people and better competition. You tried out for the Chester High basketball team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so share.
I was there, y'all. I was there.
Share how that experience went, when you tried out for the team and everything that happened from that real quick.
Yeah. So then when I wasn't like proving myself wrong, and I was listening to other people, and I'm my father that was telling the truth. My dad decided not to say nothing else. He was like, all right, if you want to, he said, I'm just letting you know right now, is people out there, and there's your friends out there that's way better than you, man. He was like, yo, Ben, like, they're way better than you. I'm telling you this right now. They're better than you, and they're gonna be, oh yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for you. So he was like, all right. So my dad just let go. He was like, all right. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead. If you think you can do it, or you think you all this, and you think you all that, go ahead and do it. Mm-hmm. I was being hard-headed, so my dad just let me go there. He was like, all right, well, go ahead and do that. Tried out for the best Chester High basketball team. At first it was, well, I'm gonna tell you, when I first went in there, I was all up in the gym like, wow, this joint's huge and everything, and I see a whole bunch of other Bulls that I know that I played at Winder Park Charter School. That was definitely better than me. I seen them there, so I get a little nervous and stuff, everything like that. I get nervous, and then my brother with me. Shout out to Zion if you watching this. My brother's with me. He was like, yo, man, why you so nervous? And he was like, and I was like, I was like, yeah, well, I see a little people that's better than me, but I think I still got it. He was like, and then he's like, well, yeah, you still got it. Just give it all you got out there. I'm like, all right, okay. So I tried out for the varsity basketball team. So we all try out. And I didn't do too well on 505. I did not. I was getting my shot blocked and everything. I felt so like overconfident. I'm like, yeah. A lot of bulls know me that I shoot all the time. So yeah, I'm gonna shoot in these bulls' faces. But like, not knowing that they got so much good defense on them. They block my shot. I get the ball, so I'm trying to dribble, or it was just hard. It was getting, and the defense is getting all the way up there. So I'm like, man. So I got cut from the varsity team, but then my coach was like, hey, yo, you still got junior varsity. I'm like, oh, okay. I tried for that. I didn't do too well in that either. I scored a couple points, but like, to be honest, the coach had a little bit of favoritism because like, I honestly thought that my big brother would have got accepted more than I did. I'm like, yeah. So me and him is getting mad. I'm like, yeah, the coach got a little bit of favoritism and everything like that. So, because I did better when I was on varsity. I ain't gonna lie, I did better when I was on varsity. So I feel like I should have get accepted. Not as a starter, but probably like a bench player. But I would have accepted that too. But things didn't go right with him and that coach. So me and my brother was pretty pissed off. So
right. Right. So talk about, okay, yeah. So you tried out, didn't go too well. Didn't go too well, and got cut. Didn't make the team.
Yeah.
Right. And so just talk about real quick. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. So once you when did you accept? Like, when did you accept? Okay, like what my dad, said, that I wasn't good enough, that I just, that basketball wasn't my thing, when actually did you accept that? Was it after you went out for the team and got cut, or was it like sometime after that?
Yeah. So after that, when I got cut from both teams, yeah, it's been a while, like right afterwards. I accepted it like I think like a couple months, like 5 or 6 months later.
Oh wow, okay.
I accepted it because I would have accepted it earlier, but like right after, I'm like, yeah, these bulls are better than me. But then my brother was like, if I know my brother, he's a real hardworking person and everything. He likes to prove himself just a little bit, but I think he got better with it though. But yeah. So yeah, so he's always like a workout person, get better, grind every day, work out every day. So I was about to get myself up there. But then he was like, yo, man, bro. He was like, yo, don't give it too fast. Don't give it too fast. Like, this is your first time. This is your first time trying out for the varsity team. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. He's like, yeah, yo, just don't give up. Don't give up too fast. Mm-hmm. Still work hard. Because that's what I'm gonna be doing. And he's still like basketball at this time. So he was like, yo, that's what I'm gonna be doing. When I'm up in Philly, I'm going to put the work in. I'm going to still play against other competition, playing against other grown men. So I'm so like, yeah. So he was like, yeah, sure, you should be doing the same. So I was still doing that, but and then I kind of fell in love in track and field. I'm on the Cheshire track field team. So yeah, I've been doing that, but then I haven't been playing basketball. But like, then I'm like, man, I still want to go back to basketball. But then I'm like, man, but like, when I was playing a game one day up in my room, I think I was playing 2K too. Shout out to all the 2K players. I think I was playing 2K, and then I'm like, well, just thought about basketball just then. I'm like, well, I'm on the track field team, so I'm chilling there. I'm doing okay there. But yeah.
Wow. Let me read that real quick from Janelle. Janelle Pope, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching and thank you for this comment. Let me read this right here. She said, I've learned a father's wisdom is rooted in love. Rooted in love. Other people can have ulterior motives. That's so true. We learn the hard way. Then who do we can run back to? our Father. Accepting reality. This is good, y'all. Man, that is so strong. That is, Janelle, you understand. Like, you understand what I'm saying, and you understand what this is, right? I mean, listen. Let me tell y'all real quick. You know what I'm saying? Just like she said, other people can have ulterior motives. It's like other people can be pushing you. Man, listen, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with people that, with some people, like not all, right? Not everybody, but you gotta be careful with some people that be like, yeah, keep going, keep pushing you, keep trying this. And some people that may want you to keep doing something, right?
Yeah.
Listen,
that was my brother.
They know themselves you can't do that. But they'll keep you, they'll try to push you in it just to get high or laugh at you failing. You know what I mean? Yo, so not saying Zion did this, but I'm saying there are people that may, listen, be careful. Not everybody that pushes you, is, oh man. Not everybody that pushes you is for you. You know what I mean? Not everybody that pushes you is for you. Some people be like, yeah, keep going, keep grinding, do this, do that. Meanwhile, they just setting you up for your downfall. So when you do fail, they might say something on the outside, but they laughing inside. Like I told Ben to do that, knowing he can't do that, and I'm just sitting back laughing at him.
Yeah.
Not everybody that pushes you is for you. That's powerful. You know what I mean? Listen, some people want to see your downfall. Yeah, keep going, keep grinding. Yeah, all right. Nah, I should have been stopped doing that a long time ago, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And see, the problem that I also see is that, most people won't be real with you because people ain't real with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's powerful, yo.
Most people can't be real with you and tell you the honest, straight up truth because nobody has been real with them and told them the straight, honest truth. You can't be honest with somebody else if nobody has, listen, man, you can't be honest with somebody unless you experience honesty. Man. You gotta experience stuff to be able to say it. You gotta experience life to give life. You gotta experience love to give love. You gotta experience hope to give hope. You can't give what you don't have. You know what I mean? You can't share and give love or honesty or transparency if nobody has ever been transparent with you. You don't know what it is because it's not your experience. My God, man. So what is your experience? What is your experience? But real quick. So let me just say this real quick. You know what I mean? Because our time is running a little short. But I wanted to mention this though too, just in terms of accepting reality. Yo, so like a couple years ago, right? I was going through it. I was going through it because like I had a lot of gray hairs coming in, bro.
Oh yeah, the gray hairs, yeah.
Yo, like gray hairs was not like, you know what I'm saying? I had a lot of grays coming in. And so, I'm like 31, I'm 31, 32 with all these grays. So I'm like, I'm going through it. You know what I mean? So then I'm talking to people about it, right? I'm like, so I'm asking different people. I'm like, yo, when did your grays start coming in? When did yours start coming in? How old was you when you got your first gray hair, right? And so I kept hearing different ages. Like some people was like, man, I got mine when I was young. I got mine in my 20s. I got mine later on. I got mine in my 50s, right? Boom, boom, boom. So I'm like, Dad, you got yours in your teenage years, in your 20s and XYZ. So anyway, listen. When I kept talking to people about it, You're right. When I kept asking and talking to people, it was like something happened when I just when I accepted that, hey, listen, I'm this age and I'm getting all these grades. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. It is what it is. Like once I got to the point where I was like, you know what? It is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm young and I'm getting them a little whatever. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. And listen, and once I accepted the reality of that, like the anxiety of it just left. Right? You know what I mean? Because I was getting anxiety. Like, I'm like, yo, why is all these gray hairs coming? Why is this keep happening? I was stressed. I was stressed and anxiety. You know what I'm saying? But then once I accepted reality, that anxiety and stress and depression just left. You know what I mean? So listen, if you're somebody who struggles with a lot of anxiety, with a lot of stress, with a lot of depression in different ways, I don't care what it is. You know what I mean? The root cause, it could be because you haven't accepted the reality of something. Ah, man, that's good. That's good right there. So just like my son here, you know what I mean? He was trying to prove me wrong or prove people wrong and trying to fit a square in a circle. Listen, you can't fit it. Sometimes you just got to accept the reality of something just not being you. You know what I'm saying? It's just not you. It's just not you. It's something else for you, right? It's something else for you, but it's just not that. And guess what? That's okay. That's okay. So accept the reality of what it is, accept responsibility, and accept reality of like, hey, this is not my thing. Something else is. Don't give up hope, though. Don't give up hope. Something else is your thing, just not this. Open up your mind to more. You know what I mean? Accept the reality of what is. When you accept the reality of what is, that opens up your mind for more. You know what I mean?
Yep.
More life, more peace, more wholeness. I'm Born Leader. This is my son, Ben Jr. You know what I mean? This is Holds the Whole podcast on CMP Radio. Son, you got a final thought? Final thought you want to say real quick before we wrap up?
Yeah, I don't really got anything else, but I just wanted to say to all y'all, just find your true self. Don't be like everybody else. Me, I was trying to be like everybody else and just play basketball like my friends and play basketball like other people and trying to be like other people and leading to that. So I'm like, man, I'm still kind of doing that to this day. I'm just trying I'm still, I'm doing good, but I'm just trying not to still like get out of it and like try to be like other people. I was like, yo, I'm just trying to just be myself. Be yourself. Right. Be yourself and focus on yourself.
That's right. That's right. All right. You heard him. You heard me. This is Holds the Whole, Chester City Born Leader. You already know what it is, man.
Good night.
Small city, big dreams, big dreams. Nothing's up as big as it seems, so dream on. Small city, big dreams, big dreams. Nothing's up as big as it seems, so keep going.